Beautiful Grand Rising, guys. I wanted to talk about hope today and what it feels like holding on to hope in a time that hope doesn't really feel like it's gonna get you anywhere, you know? Like, there's so many times we have so much goals that we want to reach, we have so much things that we want to do in life, and sometimes it feels like we're never gonna get to that goal. Sometimes it feels like there's just so much obstacles in the way of that goal. Like, lately, these past few days, I don't know what, this sounds so crazy, guys, but for real, I've been just like, okay, so when I was a kid, I always wanted to adopt a child. I always wanted to adopt a child, right? And so now, I feel like this is my moment, but then obviously my circumstances aren't the best, right? And so I feel like I just have a set of twins out there waiting for me. This is so crazy, but I just do. And I'm like, I have to change my reality. And in order to change my reality, I have to keep holding on to hope. I've been holding on to hope, it seems so, right? Like, it seems like I've been holding on to hope for like literally 16 years or 15 years, you know, since I've been on my own. To be honest, since I was a child, but I guess as a child, even if something good was to happen, you know, on my parents' end, I wouldn't have been included and I wouldn't have known that as a child, right? But I've been holding on to hope for a very, very long time, since my childhood, but really for like my parents to be in a better situation or to see me or to care about me, love me, whatever, right? And now I'm 31 and I've been on my own since 16, and sometimes it just seems like holding on to hope isn't really getting me anywhere because I've been hoping, I've been manifesting, right? I've been manifesting literally since I found out about manifestation, and I was like 19, 20, right? 20, and I'm 31 now. But I know to keep holding on to hope because I know that it's also about divine timing, and I know that not holding on to hope isn't the answer. So I have no choice but to hold on to hope. You know, the other day, a friend messaged me and we're going through similar situations. And you know what, too? Like, when you put in all the work for your environment around you to change, and you sit and you see that you're still in the same energy of those who don't put in the work, sometimes that could also be very discouraging, too. Like, because you're like, I am actually trying, I'm actually putting in the work, you know, and I want to see it reflected in my outer reality now. It's like I feel like I'm ready for it to reflect in my outer reality now, you know? I'm so ready. Like, I've been ready, I've learned so much lessons, you know, I stand tall by myself, you know? I've had to give up even the idea of a mother and a father, a loving mother-father figure. Like, I've had to give up so much, and just so I can be true to my own essence, you know, and be true to myself. And in that process, you know, I keep saying, Kusha, don't lose hope. Keep holding on to hope, because hope, you never know, things can change. Like, even how I say I'm manifest, like I want my twins, right? I want to adopt twins. I might be saying, like, right now my circumstances don't permit me to adopt twins, but you never know. Tomorrow morning I might wake up and think, I don't know, someone might come to the door and be like, hey, Felicia, I just seen you walking with your kids and thought you deserved this $3 million. Here you go. I mean, realistically, I don't know. But we don't know. We don't know, so we can't put limits on ourselves. We don't know. A bird might be flying in the air and drop some money. I don't know. You know, like, we don't know what the future holds. So it's like, the other day a friend messaged me and we went through something similar, and she was like, how do you stay so happy, you know? Like, you just keep shining throughout everything you're going. Because people, I guess, don't really think that I'm going through anything unless I open up and I tell them. And I say, well, that's the only thing I can do. Like, I can't just sit and be sad, because that will get me nowhere but into more sadness, right? So I be happy. I'd be happy with what I have. I'd be happy with my circumstances. Like that night when she messaged me, I was so hungry. I was like 2 nights ago. I was starving. I was just laying there. She was like, I can't even. She was like, basically was the same thing. She was like, she's eating less, or her kids will have. And I'm like, honey, I'm eating none. So my kids will have. So it's days like these. It's like times like this. Like, when you wake up and you're in such a struggle. Like, you're like that. Like, where am I going to get money from? Like, for real. Like, you're just like that. Like, how am I going to get groceries? You can't reach out to your parents because they don't give a shit. You can't reach out to the kids' fathers because they couldn't care less what these kids got going on. So it's like, what do you do, right? That's why I want to manifest a better situation for me and my kids. That's why I'm trying to manifest a better situation that I am not even trying. I'm like demanding it now at this point. I'm like, universe, you're going to hear me and you're going to change for me. Because all this time I've been like, just hoping and praying that something will change. Like the wheel will change, turn in my favor so that I can give these kids that I have, like, an experience of life that they deserve. Like, my kids deserve to be freaking happy. They deserve to be able to go to the mall and shop and like regular kids, they deserve to, I don't know, have shit they want, they don't deserve to be sad and struggling and, having to worry about, like, don't eat all the snacks because tomorrow's another day. You know what I mean? Like, I think kids should be able to freely eat and freely do what they want and freely live their best life. But it's just like when all the responsibility is put on one person and then the outsiders are just looking in on not one person with the world on their back, it's like, damn, are you going to help a little? But knowing that they're not going to help, I think the fact that I was in a space where I was giving so many people the opportunity to come and step in at any point, any time to help, even at their father, is like, I would always try to leave that door open, right? But even recently, like the other day, the baby's dad called, and I didn't even answer because I was just like, what the hell are you calling for? Like, if I tell you the kids are hungry, you leave us unread. If I say they need anything, you leave us unread. What could you possibly be calling for if it's not to give us help? Like, they don't want to see your face. They don't care how you look, but they do care if they have food in their belly. The hell? So, I don't know, like, it's like sometimes, and then that's why I don't go on social media, because it warps our sense of what's right and what's wrong. Like, the fact that I was even still allowing him to video call and talk to them while they're hungry, like, just watching them suffer and not helping, like, so I put an end to that shit, because it's like, boy, they're hungry. Like, are you going to send a case of water or not? Like, the hell? I don't know. And then it's like, sometimes I even think about the fact that my dad's enabling it. That, to me, is the unreal part. Like, this morning I even woke up, and that's why I decided to make this video, because I woke up and I was like, it's like I wanted to be so happy and like being so positive, and then it's like the first thing I could think about is the fact that it's like how things that my dad's doing right now, like how he even wants to take away the van. Like, what? He bought this guy a car and is letting him live with him and took a car. When I needed car insurance and a car, and it was me and my own struggling with my kids, my dad never, ever even blinked in the direction where I stood. Even when I asked, like, no. The answer was hell no. So I'm so shocked. Like, how the heck do you do that for a stranger? So I did a tarot card reading on it because that was just like freaking cycle to me, and the tarot card were like, or I guess the energy was like, my dad sees himself in him, and that's why he's doing that, because he feels like, I don't know. So I guess he knows he's, what the heck was that? That confirmation of what? So I guess he like knows he's a deadbeat or whatever, and just sees himself in him and wants to, I don't know, go with him, I guess. I don't know, but my whole thing is I'm your daughter, and I can't see myself ever doing this to any of my kids, like, especially, like, I don't know. And when it was my mom that was doing this with my daughter's father, my dad was like, oh yeah, she's awful. Look what he's doing. Like, he did it like a trillion times worse. And then and when I called him and checked him on it, because I'm like, how could you do that? And he's never helped me and my kids a day in their life. Like, if I told him right now, like, Dad, we don't have anything, You think my dad would give me a case of water? Hell no. Never. Even when I was in the shelter, that man used to drive literally, oh my god, guys. My dad, the hospital my dad worked at was literally like a 10-minute walk from the shelter I stayed at when I had my son. Okay, my dad would drive past the shelter every day on his way to work and then every day on his way home. And it was down the street. You think my dad would say, does my daughter have bread, water? No, who cares? The one time I asked him to stop and buy my son formula. I remember I was 16, guys. Remember, 1 and a 6. I had to pay him back for the 1 tin of formula that I bought for my son, that he bought for my son. Okay, and that was on the way to the shelter. So, like, imagine my shock. Like, this is actually my life. But, you know, I had to quickly take my mind off of that and try to say to myself, you know what, Alicia? That's what was keeping you back. The fact that you were holding space for people who didn't even care if you were existing, you know, and that's what was holding you back. And so I had to push that out of my mind. Sometimes you just gotta push the negativity out of the way and keep going, keep pushing. You know? Even like, I noticed like his niece, like, I don't know, for some reason, I don't know, even my daughter's like stopped talking to her because it's just like, I don't know, I feel like some people, like, their mentality, it's just like, you know, you should suffer. I don't know, like, I feel like that. And so it's like, although I don't really speak to people like that, she did come into my energy, and I was entertaining it a little bit because I was like, you know, but certain things, I'm just like, no, I'm cool, you know? Like, I don't want to entertain anybody. That's why I just like to stay by myself, for real. I like to stay by myself because I'm nice to myself. I am nice to myself. And you know, like when you're manifesting a different reality, like, yeah, I want to test it out, but also I want to protect my energy, right? And I noticed that a lot of people, like, the energies sometimes are just not it. So it's like, I like to stay by myself. I like to be a lone wolf because I know at the end of the day, like, I have my back. I'm not going to do anything weird to myself, you know, I'm not going to be weird. If I try to vent to myself, I'm going to respond. Like, you know, I'm never going to leave me unseen. The same way I am to other people, I am to myself and more. You know, a lot of times people, I think that's what it is. People meet me, or, you know, we become friends or whatever. And, Mona, what are you doing, please? Thank you. We become friends or whatever, and then it's just like, I'm the person that everyone vents to, but I can't have anything going on wrong with me. Which is so amazing because a lot of the time, 99% of the times, of your 100, those people are in better situations than I am, and they actually like have help, they have family members, and I'm by myself. But yet people never seem to look at me as somebody that needs support. It's always, you're the supporter. Always, like literally always. Literally always. So that's what I'm just like, I'm trying to accept that role right now and just be like, I just want to be a mom. And I even told my kids last night, I'm like, yeah, I just want to be a mom. Like, I really want the opportunity to adopt twins and then be a mom. And then when my kids grow older, I play with my dolls, I stay at home, I just collect dolls, I paint dolls, I build work on my business. That's all I want to do. Like, seriously, like, I feel like I make videos, yes, but I make videos for people who are like me, who understand what it's like to kind of be the ugly duckling. Not really the ugly duckling, because we're not ugly, but it's just like the people that, you know, well, I guess you could be seen and still relate to my videos, but I guess for me, I was never seen, right? I was always the person overlooked. Always, always, always overlooked. Nobody's ever looked and said, maybe she has feelings and emotions too. Freaking crazy. But these are the things that I'm learning to transmute in my daily life, and I'm trying to figure out ways to deal with it in my daily life and not turn it into a negative, like, you know, like turn it into a positive, like, people look up to me, heck yeah. Like, people don't think I'm suffering while they're living their best life and I'm here needing help. Cool. There must be something in me that I don't. Like, I don't freaking know, like, you know. So it's just like, yeah, I like being that lone wolf. I like walking by myself. Like, sometimes I do have the urge to be like, man, I want a friend. But then it's like, yo, I'll have an experience like I did just now with my cousin, and I'm like, I want to just stay with myself. Yeah, you just want, because the experiences aren't really anything, to be honest. Like, it's not like somebody would look at the conversation and be like, whoa, you know what I mean? It's more of along the lines of, like, if I'm speaking to you and I don't feel heard, then I just don't want to speak to you at all. You know? Like, yeah, that's just how I feel at this point. And I feel like I'm not entertaining anything that doesn't reflect that. Like, if I'm not heard, then we don't need to speak. Especially if I'm always the one, like, motivating you, encouraging you, and you have all the support, and then it's like, I stand as myself by myself, and all you can say is, yeah, you're strong. You know? Those are just my feelings. Those are just my feelings. I know I just rant off randomly sometimes, but I have to because this is the only person, or you're the only people I can speak to. So I just rant on, because after I turn the camera off, I go back to mommy mode. It's just me. They don't care what you're dealing with, so you gotta just rant quick. Because as soon as you turn the camera off, they go upstairs like, mommy, I'm hungry, mommy, I'm thirsty, mommy. Someone's scratching me, someone's jumping on me, someone's going here, someone's going there, mommy. So I'm using that to rant. But yeah, guys, hold on to hope, because you know what? Yo, shit might change tomorrow. We don't freaking know. Every day, I'm hoping. Sorry, I hear footsteps, sorry. But every day, I'm hoping for something exciting to happen. You don't freaking know, bro. Like, I'm just gonna keep making videos until some exciting shit pops off, because we don't freaking know. We're holding on to hope. We're holding on to freaking hope, okay? Money's gonna come from somewhere. From some freaking where, and we're gonna be living comfortably. Like, I'm not holding my breath forever. I'm done holding my breath. I'm done, like, waiting for someone to help me. I'm done. I'm just done. I'm being my own freaking anchor. I'm freaking standing up. So I've been doing it, but you know what I mean now. Like, I'm just done looking for outside, like, for help. Like, I'm not even expecting it. Like, I'm willing to do it on my own now at this point. If I need 8 arms, give me 8 arms. I'll do it. I'm doing it all. Isn't it so freaking crazy? Like, it's how I'm like freaking, you know, you always like want to follow someone who's went first, but then it's just so crazy because it's like I had to go first, bro. I had to be the one, because if I didn't lead the way, who the frick would lead the way, right? I had no one to follow, so frick, here I am, the freaking light torch, the freaking dark, just holding it up and just doing it because I have no freaking choice. So I'm just doing it. And that's what we're all gonna do. Freaking hold the torch or go forward, no matter how scared we are, no matter how lonely we are, we're gonna freaking do it. We're gonna do it bold and bravely because we're the freaking best. Yes, we are. So hold on to hope, guys. That was my little long ass rant. Hold on to freaking hope, because something is gonna change. It is November 14th today, and something's gonna change. Something has to change. Something has to change. Okay, guys. So far, we haven't seen a change, but tomorrow we're gonna freaking see a change. I'm gonna make up tomorrow. I'm gonna make another video. Like, guess what, guys? We'll see. Have a great day.